Ballet is not easy. Ballet is not boring. Ballet is not always beautiful. Ballet is not an elitist art form. Ballet is not just the Nutcracker. There was never a moment in time where I questioned whether I wanted to dance or not. It wasn't really an option. Classical ballet is rooted on a foundation of 5 positions. They're the structure, kind of the grammar, to create this language of movement. Early dance was a way to convey emotion on stage without words, and a way to share a story with your body.
I said I don't know if I can help her. Because I remember from when I danced, it's 40 years. Okay.
Ballet is not only a sport, but also an art that comes with many sacrifices. What sacrifices did you have to make in order to pursue your dreams?
I had to, in order to pursue my dream, I had to renounce a lot of times, a lot of pleasures of life. Especially when you come in your teens years, I would not go to parties, I would not have a social life at all. Actually, I don't think I really consider it a sacrifice, because I think as long as you have the passion, this is not a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
That was my driving force. But that driving force made me to, if I knew, I have to rehearse, I'd rather go in the ballet class by myself and practice my solo number or whatever I had to dance, than go out, and there are a lot of parties there too, but not like now, there are nice parties, so, but I would not go, or to go to a movie, or so I would, for me, my party was rehearsing.
Yes. Okay.
Dear candidate, thank you for your application to our Ballet Academy. Unfortunately, you have not been accepted. You lack the right feet, Achilles tendons, turnout, torso length, and bust. You have the wrong body for ballet, and at 13, you are too old to be considered.
Ballet takes countless hours of training, conditioning, and education both inside and outside of the studio. Could you describe what a typical dance day for you would be like, including the external requirements for training?
Typical, okay. As I was a student, or probably was as a company. Well, in the morning I would wake up, just have my breakfast and see whatever. Really watching what I eat. And I will go for class. We will have training class for 1 hour and a half in the company, followed by rehearsals. Then we'll have the lunch in the opera in the company and rehearsal again. Usually at 3 o'clock we'll come home and rest. And rehearsal will start again at night at 7 if you wouldn't have the show. But a lot of times when I will have rehearsal again at night at 7, I will go at the opera house at 5 to practice by myself. So for me, it was a lot practice on myself. A lot. That's what I'm saying here to the girls. This is the work which, like, you know what you have to do, and you go and do a million times, and then rehearsal, then come at night home, and usually I will read. I was passionate for literature. I will read at night, and I was. What gave me a lot of strength that I will read a lot the lives of giants artists in painting and music, and that really kept me, because I could see how they struggle to the same thing, actually what I struggle, to all the downs, and sometimes you feel like, okay, maybe that's another question. I should not go that. So this is a typical, and really I would watch, what I eat, what I do. I mean, I was very regimented life. Very regimented.
Yes.
All the time. And my mom was the driving force behind everything. That I can say. It always has to be a mom behind.
Yes. Focusing on the education aspect, in order to perform to the best of your ability, you need to understand the biomechanics and kinesiology of the body. How did you retain this information to apply it through your training?
Okay, I will tell you something. In my time, and in the, we didn't have kinesiology like here. Like, we'll have anatomy as a part of our academic, because we did ballet and academics. And you knew, of course, what your, like, for example, for me, I had by nature, I had a weak ankle, right? And I would know very well that I have to warm up before the class. I will know what I have to do to strengthen that ankle. I got a lot of sprains, bad sprains, but because my huge arch, I have a very good ankle, so I'll do a lot of exercises. I knew what I have and I don't have, not by really doing kinesiology, but I knew my rotation, how is my. So I had the potential in the body. The rotation was there, the jump was there. I didn't have such a natural pirouette. I would have worked on that very much. But I don't think I did really something special. I did, like, we did a lot of stretching, but not before the class so much. No, the stretching for the extension after the class, but before the class, I will come about 45 minutes before my class to do floor bar. That would help me very much. I was taking some special classes private with a teacher doing floor exercises, which helped a lot. Like plie, tendu, jeté, adage, everything on the floor. And that will help a lot in the squareness and placement of the body. So that's what I will do before a class. A lot.
Okay. The next one. Have you experienced any traumatic or serious injuries throughout your dance career? If so, how did you get through it without risking your whole career?
Traumatic? No, I didn't have. How should I say? Not a broken leg. I didn't have a meniscus problem, but I had traumatic. Yes, I had terrible sprain in the ankle, which tear off the cartilage not the cartilage, the tendon or something in the ankle. So sometimes I would stay, maybe it happened even before a show, and I had the cast put on. But after that, I don't know how it, because over there it's everything. In our time was everything under. It's a bit different. Like, you had your spot there in the company. If you have an injury, you didn't lose your spot. It was different from here. At that time. So they even, when you came back, they would not let you do. You had to take it very easy, do only plié, tendu, little by little to come in and to ease off, So that is from the point of view coming back into the training. If that was traumatic for me, it was, because obviously I remember I had to have my first debut in something, and I had to sprain and I could not do it. So it is traumatic, but you have to be strong in your head, and so you have to take time and you'll come back. You have to have a lot of determination fast to this. Because if you let yourself down, you are kaput, But other than that, I didn't have major surgery. No, I was lucky, I guess. But there are some people from the experience of other colleagues of mine who had major surgery, and guys who had, ripped cartilage, the meniscus, they had operation, they were for 6 months out, they came back.
Oh my.
With work.
Yeah.
Little by little, training the muscles, and the guys who do a lot of weight lifts on the legs. So, but no, I cannot say I really have.
That's good. Many existing training methods exist in the ballet world, which in many situations result in poorly conditioned dancers who are prone to injury. In what ballet method did you study in, and was it the proper method you required? If not, what did you do in order to keep your body from being poorly conditioned?
Okay, so this question is related, I think it goes more for here schools where, there are millions of schools who are not professional. You know what I'm saying? If you are going in a professional school, you are in the right method. I did Vaganova, the Russian, because in Romania, everything was, we had all the Russian method in everything. And there are exchange, we go to Russia to study, and in music, in painting, everything, in choreography, we had this exchange. We were very lucky at that. Like, because the communist regime, then when, there was all that Eastern Bloc of countries, and everything was, which for ballet was, we got the best training. It is one of the best training, the Vaganova. It is the Russian. One of the best, but that doesn't mean there are not other good trainings. You have the French ballet, the Paris Opera, which is superb. It's the Covent Garden, the Royal Ballet, which they do not really do the Royal Academy. They have the professional. I mean, it is, the style is different. I always say that to everybody who comes and asks me. I was training Vaganova. It's a superb method. But I saw dancers who were not trained in Vaganova who are superb dancers. And once they are professional, okay, they have influence, they see other Russian dancer and they learn. Once that you have good technique, it doesn't have anything to do with the method. The style has to do. But if the teacher is good, and if it's a real professional teacher, you don't have any problems. And then you can change your styles. Of course, in the Russian, the arms are very fluid and beautiful. But once the legs go, you can change everything. You can stay in your head.
Of course.
So, yeah. So no, I didn't have. I was in a professional school. The teachers were really good. But even in a school, you don't have all the teachers at the same level. Some teachers are better than the others, but that's in anything.
Yeah.
Like in academic as well. You go to university, you have a professor who is fantastic, and another one is not, right?
Yeah. Okay. The dance world has a very strict criteria on what makes movement attractive, which affects the dancers when trying to get into the dance world because they have to match that criteria. How has the vision of company directors and preferences affected you in your career?
Okay. I don't know if I can answer you to this because, again, with us, it's very different. In Romania or in Russia, in Moscow or St. Petersburg, you do it's called the choreographics. institute of ballet. You do your 9 years of training, and then top students go in the main company in the capital. Like I went to Bucharest in the main company, the opera house. Other students who are not among the 5 tops, they go in different opera companies in other cities in Romania, but they all get the job.
That's
So
nice.
it is very different. So it didn't really affect me, this, because I had, was,
That's nice.
it's nice.
When becoming a ballerina with the National Opera, what was your initial reaction? Did you feel a sense of accomplishment, or did your desire to improve increase dramatically? What exactly were your thoughts and feelings during this success?
Okay, when I joined the company, of course, I was thrilled because there are so many spots open, and we were a few girls who went to the main company, and I was excited. But like again, in over there, you have to do your years of there. About 3 years is called your choreography, where you have to do the corps de ballet. But you can get solos if you are good. So the main director and maestro, he really liked me from school. He saw me, and actually, in my first year of corps de ballet, I got a principal part in Les Filles. I danced the waltz, the part of the waltz. Yeah. So of course, there's a lot of the company. How come the young one? No, it's all over the place the same. So that made me work hard. I really worked hard. Like for me, like I said, for me it was a passion, and that's why when I opened the school, the same. I didn't do it as a business. I did it as an art. I treated it the same way, because people are asking me here, how is the business going? And I was saying, well, this is not a business. It's a ballet school.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, it made me work harder. If that's your question, it made me work harder.
That's good.
And actually, even every downfall, because I have multiple roles. I have time. I have days when nothing went well in the class. My pirouettes were terrible. The maestro was screaming. I felt like garbage. I would go home and cry my heart off, and next day I would pick up my bag and go back to the ballet room and work.
The biggest mental blockage in a dancer is the desire to be perfect. Perfectionism is the one trait all ballerinas are aspired to be, but this can go a long way when attempting to be perfect in every movement while training. We are usually our own worst critics, and if we are not satisfied with our performance, we can often lose hope and faith in ourselves. Have you ever experienced a struggle with the desire to be perfect, and if so, how did you overcome that struggle?
Yes, I experienced the desire to be perfect, and I was the worst critic of myself, and a lot of times I would dance, and I don't know, I didn't do well. I have my mom, who was the best critic too, and she would tell me, with not being a dancer, but she was an artist, she was a painter. And she will know exactly, and she'll tell me, yeah, today you didn't do exactly like you should have done, but not because of the thing. Your artistry was not the same, and things like that. How to overcome that? I would lie if I would say that I didn't have moments when I really was devastated, and sometimes I even feel like quitting. That is normal. To everybody this can happen. But the key here is, to give yourself time and put yourself always a question. If I quit, what do I do? Do I be happy if I don't dance? And the answer will come immediately. No, because for me, dance was like breathing air. Period. Even if I will know that maybe my pirouette is not 5 or not 64 fouettes. Not this was the most important. I always had this desire to my dance to make people happy. For me, this was, and I think this is the most important. It's not important to do 20, 30 to 40 days. It's not important to do 4 pirouettes because you can do that and don't say nothing. We had a word in Russia too and in Romania, a true artist is able to pass the line of here is the stage, here is the public. You have to have that power artistically to go from the stage into the public's heart. To converse with the public, to make the people happier because they saw you dancing. This is the secret. That's why for me, when I see girls getting so upset that they cannot do that and they cannot do that, this is not important. It's that passion that has to drive you to really enjoy. If you really enjoy it, and you are going to transmit that to the person in the public, and they will feel it. It doesn't matter. Maybe the girl beside you does better pirouettes than you, but sometimes this is not so important. So I think it has a lot to do, of course, with the mental strength, but that can kind of fade to everybody. You have to go home, it helped me a lot. Like I told you, I read a lot of the life of big artists, Beethoven, in the painting, Renoir, Van Gogh. You read their life and you see how much struggle they had, how much down they felt sometimes. They felt like I read Van Gogh's life, throwing all his paintbrush, and he didn't want to paint for months because he got, there are so many others, they didn't buy their, painting and their paintings, or they were the worst critic of themselves. And then you'll find yourself, the biggest giants in art experience the same thing. Okay, why should not experience that? And that was a driving force for me too. For me, ballet was not just ballet. It was all the arts together. I was going a lot to the theater. I was going a lot to concerts. I really had an artistic life in the whole. It's not just ballet, because if you just do ballet, it becomes like a sport.
Yeah,
and it's not that. And I was writing a lot. I wrote poetry a lot. Yeah, right. That was another passion. I was painting.
Wow.
I was painting a lot. I always said if I would not be a dancer, I would like to be a painter or a poet. Wow. So I had other passion and they all work together. And then I have to do, because I have to show you this, because when I came from Moscow after that scholarship that I had, they had an interview in the Opolao with me in a TV show, and I put the music on one of my poems, and somebody did the choreography, and I was reciting it and dancing in the same time. So for me, this was interaction of arts, everything. You have to be immersed in art, not just in ballet, in everything. I would go to museums to watch paintings, and I would study, paintings and colors. And when I graduated, I know that I had the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet. Well, I read Shakespeare and I learned all the monologues, it's a very full life if you are really an artist. Unfortunately, not too many, they don't teach this in school. I don't even know if probably in a professional school. I don't know how it's here. I just experienced how we were. In Russia and in Romania, ballet, it's like a temple. I don't know. I think when I entered my ballet school and everything, it's all that passion. It's like our altar in a church. That was for me, it's something sacred. It's very important. And if you have that, you'll overcome all your depression and everything, all your downfalls, and when you get down and you feel that you're not.
It's like you were saying that you'll start to see beyond just the sport, the physical achievement, in training 100 times, because there is an artistry that is beyond.
Yeah.
this.
But of course, you need a technique in order to be able to express your heart, obviously. But just the technique without that is nothing. And that makes the difference, between an artist and a gymnast.
And when do they acquire? When do a nice or good principal acquire, or ballerina acquires that? Because obviously the first thing is the technique, right?
Yeah.
When during the stage of development do they acquire the artistry?
Mom, that was my next question.
Really?
Well, it's kind of been answered, but I said artistry development is a major factor in the training process of a ballerina. How have you developed artistry in your movements as you grew throughout in performing in full ballet productions across Europe? What tips would you have given to a young aspiring ballerina to develop the artistry required in a professional ballet production?
Well, okay. In order to acquire that artistry, it doesn't come by itself.
Yeah.
You have to study. Like, I will stay hours in front of the mirror and look at the movement of my art. Of course, the teacher helps you because a dancer is a student of a body. And we have great teachers and coaches. You have a role, but that teacher will coach you. Will coach you how to move your little finger. That's the way Russia was in Romania too. You were working on your role. Okay, here it's this for the brass. Take 1 hour to see where the finger goes, where your eyes are going, what the expression in your eyes is. It's study, and you have to have the help of a teacher. But once the teacher gives you the guide, then it's up to you to go and work on it. Work and do it and see how and then you can see yourself. How is my line? You have eyes. You're your best critic as a dancer, right? Do I look good? Is this foot looking good? Is that arm in line? But of course, you have to know. You have to have good training and good schooling to be able to judge that. But it comes all to how you develop it. You have to study it. Okay, that's true that some dancers have a natural sense of movement. Some are a little bit more stiff, and they have to work on it. But if you have musicality, you have to let the music run to you. The music has to run with your art. And it's your legs and it's everything. But of course, again, I say, in order for you to let that artistry show, the technique has to be there. Because if the technique is not there, it doesn't matter how beautiful you are going to sink at your legs, and then you're not going to be able to do your arms. You have to be very free to have technique.
You have to be at a certain level of
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where you don't think about the arms, the legs, anything. It's already there, and
Yeah.
now you can develop the artistry.
But for every role, you have to study. There are the principles. That's what sometimes I look at my girls here. But of course, this, majority do it for recreational reason, and even not. You have school and you have other million things, and it's very hard. But that's what I want to get across all the time. And I say, when you wait for your time to come to rehearse, why don't you see you in a corner doing your stuff? You stay and talk. You have a variation. There are millions of things that you have to practice by yourself. A pirouette, you have pirouettes in the variation. Stay in a corner at the bar and do preparation just in passé to build your balance. You have to balance the pirouette to go. But again, this comes with a commitment. And it's that driving force that you have to have it. And you have to have it because a teacher can help you with technique, but cannot give you the passion. Well, you can inspire your student, but still, that student has to respond to you and really, So the key is not to let yourself down. But that doesn't mean you are not going to have moments when you feel like just throwing everything and going and, I don't know, become a chef or whatever. You're going to have them. but it's that you just have to overcome that. And like I said, put your passion all the time. Can I live without dance?
In order to be a ballerina, many say you must be very disciplined, otherwise you won't last long in the ballet world.
True.
Do you agree with this statement?
Yes.
And if so, what exactly makes disciplinary a key aspect to ballet and the training that comes with it?
Discipline, I tell you. For example, you have a show or you prepare for something. Okay. You make sure you go to bed at the same time. You make sure that you eat what you have to eat. You make sure that you take your warm bath with salt every night. Your mom massage your feet. Massage. It has to do a lot with, and you have a schedule. Okay, now I do this. Now I do this. Now, but you have to give yourself time to do something else than ballet, related. Like I said, go to a show. Well, not to a rock show. Okay.
Anything
Artistic.
Yeah.
Go and see a museum. Go in a park and look at the leaves falling down. Go and smell the flowers. Look at the birds. Go in nature. You have to. How should I say it in English? You kind of, you have to help your passion for ballet with other form of arts. And that they would like, because it's not good to do all the time only dance. You have to do something else because it's not good for your mind and body. You have to let, and that's why we always had, that I told you, 1 day a week when we did not dance. Sunday we would have not Sunday because it would be show, but Monday was free. Monday was closed. No ballet, nothing. Don't even do a bar. You need
mental
time out.
break.
Time out completely.
It's like giving
1
you
day.
a break
Yeah,
to
exactly.
physically and mentally
And do
and
something else.
And to recover as
To
well.
recover and do something else, not related to this ballet.
So then when you come back,
Yeah,
you come
exactly.
back with more of a...
Well,
fresh
that's why,
perspective.
this is the reason why I never did competition with the school, because it had meant that Sunday I would be all the time doing rehearsal and doing ballet. For me, Sunday was something else than my school. And now people are doing 7 days a week. And you became stale. You do. Because your body and your mind needs to do something else. Life is not... Dance is beautiful, but like I said, you have to do other things.
Of course.
And of course, coming at your age and as a teenager, it doesn't mean that you have to be a nun. And you're not going... in the sense that you are 17, 18, 19 or 18 in school, Of course, you talk about boys and you have, you don't. Well, it can happen, But that's when the danger is, in the sense that...
I think that it will have to be, that person will have to be vegan and also ballet.
Fashion, and not the
Like
necessary
artistry,
ballet,
something
artistry.
dance,
Yeah,
ballet.
well, we had boys in school, so usually, But I think I fell in love my first time in school. I was 16, and the guy was 1 year older, was still in school. I remember that. So, but even then, I knew I have a rehearsal. No movie to go or whatever. I have to do that. I tomorrow I have something. I'm going to practice. Yeah. No, what I'm driving to, that is, some people said, oh my God, so you are just like in a nanny, you never will see No, everybody will have a life. You grow as a ballerina, that doesn't mean that you want, but you have to know where to draw the line and when to say no, even if you like to go somewhere with your friends, that it's a boyfriend or no boyfriend or just friends, you have to know when to say, okay, I can go or I can't. What is my... So this is where the hard thing is, because we are young people, and everybody. It's hard. It is sacrifice. Absolutely.
2 more questions. When founding your school, Christina Pora Classical Dance Academy, How has that furthered your passion for ballet in terms for spreading that passion amongst the younger generation?
Read it again.
How has that furthered your passion for ballet in terms of spreading that passion amongst the younger generation?
Well, when I opened my school, I was very young, actually, and I could have still danced. You actually, when they asked me about injury, that's when I had an injury, and I broke again. I had a terrible stick with my ankle, and then I decided to start dancing. Yeah, and I was so determined, to just keep my passion to the young students through the way I teach. I don't know. I always will talk about the artist use them, and I will talk. You have to feel like the wind, like feel the smell of the flowers. I was very artistic. I think this counted. I just didn't do it just as a business. And I will do a lot. I started to do classical, traditional ballets, which not too many people are doing because I dance.
Yeah.
So that's what my first ballet here. I remember then I didn't even have a guy. I put laissez film, Chopiniana, but there's no guy because I didn't have a guy. So we did with no ballet anything. Yeah. And I will adapt a little bit, but it's I did a whole Sleeping Beauty then. I would work Saturday, and at that time I was the only teacher. I was teaching everybody from 2 years old. Yeah. For a long time I was the only teacher. Yeah. From 2 years old to 18 years old. And I don't know, my colleagues who joined me taught for me a little bit, and we did some things together. But I was doing everything, from the pre-ballet to advanced.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, last question. Do you have any regrets in any part of your career? Did you ever wish you had a career in another field, or did you always feel 100% dedicated to the path you chose without any doubts or regrets?
100%. That I can tell with something. I never would. Even now, thinking it would have been better to do something else. No. I was so passionate about that. For me, this was like breathing air. I literally could not live with no dance. That's why I don't understand sometimes when people say, "Oh, I cannot come for rehearsal," or "I have to do that," or I don't know.
Homework.
Or homework, especially when they get a role or a part. I will do anything to get more rehearsal.
Yeah.
Well, I hope this will help you.
Of course.